And once again, it's Gabe Morales coming back at you with Gangsters, Cops, and Politicians. Today, we have a special guest. He comes from the Midwest, the state of Indiana, to be exact. We have Kyle Dombroski on today, and he's going to talk a little bit about gang problems he's seeing there locally, what they're doing about it. And also, we have a Midwest Gang Investigators Association conference coming up that he is a big part of. How are you today, sir?
Hey, not too bad. Appreciate having me, Gabe.
All right. My pleasure. So, can you tell us then a little bit about your experiences working with gangs in the area and what kind of gangs you're seeing, that kind of thing, and what kind of problems they're creating, drugs that are out there on the street in your area, and what are you guys doing about it?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So I guess what we're experiencing here in South Bend, Indiana is no different than any other urban or major city, in America. We experience a lot of gun and gang violence, which involves drugs, but also other crimes, in our community. We've been very proactive here at South Bend PD, trying to address it, whether through enforcement or prevention. And doing different tools because we know we just can't, and I hate to say this, arrest our way out of it, but we have to use all the tools available, especially in today's climate. I've been on since 2007. I'm currently a lieutenant. I oversee our strategic focus unit. We kind of investigate, illegal drugs, guns, and criminal organizations. In Indiana, we actually identified in our state statute criminal organization or a gang. So that's how we classify it. And that's kind of a broad thing where the state legislature, because you never know, it's not just a street gang, it could be a prison gang, or, it could involve, religious based, environmental, or, they hate abortion. So they're going to, we have the tools available to us to, address those gangs in different manners. So we experience all the same folk dress on over there, all the different kind of gun crime. We have a large influx. Yeah, correct. And that's kind of through our state law criminal organization. So we're 2 hours east of Chicago. So we deal with all the same stuff that you see in the news, anything with deals in Chicago. Same kind of stuff, maybe not to the extent or the amount of it, but we deal with that every day. Unfortunately, we have a high number of shootings. We average around 100 shootings a year and maybe about 15 to 25 homicides. And predominantly, a lot of that is contributed to, gang violence. So we have a large influx with that, but we're kind of South Bend's in the middle, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, Indianapolis. So we have an international airport, a lot of different highways and travel, railways, with all that. And plus we're, a destination through, unfortunately Notre Dame. So we have a large influx. People think we're a college town, but we're truly not. Just to the east of us and all surrounding, we have a bunch of agriculture. So we have a lot of West Coast gangs. So we have actually a pretty decent presence to the east of us with Serranos and Norteños as well, coming from, south of the border, Texas area and California. So we see a strong influx in our area.
Gotcha. What about Mexican drug cartels? I did an interview earlier today with a gentleman who worked with the DA for many years and watched drug trafficking all across our country as well as down in Latin America. Are you seeing any Mexican drug trafficking organization connections to your local street gangs and local drug dealers?
Yeah, we do. Unfortunately, quite often, whether it's, going to Texas, around the border area, Arizona, and that's just not for our Hispanic gangs, but we've seen the ties with some of our outlaw motorcycle gangs and also our street gangs, which another, the rise of social media, making these connections and everything being shipped through the mail, whether it's UPS, FedEx, or, postal, a lot of drugs are coming through the mail. So just the connections through, technology, social media, we're seeing a big connection. A lot of, the DTOs connects, straight to Mexico. We work with our federal partners quite often. So yeah, we see an unfortunate connection here in our community over here.
Interesting. And so you have a Midwest Gang Investigators Association conference coming up, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why people should attend, what the dates are, and how they can find out more information about that?
Yeah, so Midwest Investigator Association, or MGIA, it's a nonprofit. It involves, 12 states around the Midwest with thousands of members of local, state, and federal officers. And it's a way to provide training, networking, get resources. And every year we host a national conference. And this year it's going to be in South Bend, Indiana at the DoubleTree Hotel. South Bend PD, this is I'm fortunate enough to work for an agency that supports us being proactive and being a part of other stuff. So they're involved with it. And it's just a way to get training, whether your topics. So we got speakers all over the country. We got from LA Sheriff's Department, retired ATF, down south. We got ATF guy out of Chicago. We have people actually from Canada to talk about open source stuff and human trafficking. So we try to get the gamut to cover everybody. So it's just not about gangs, but we know gangs are involved in every facet of criminal activity. So what can we give our members, our attendees, the best training experience possible, but also networking. We got vendors on site about different resources and to move forward with that to bring back to your agency. But we also want to know that this time is to give these guys or girls who come a break away from their job and their daily life. So we take hospitality and networking very serious, as much as the training. So we want everybody to relax, clear their mind, have a good time. And we try to provide that, giving free stuff over here, raffle prizes, donations, giveaways. So we try to do the whole gamut. So when you come here to South Bend, we're going to try and take care of you.
I like that. Networking. I'm a firm believer in that. And you're right. Some of the best networking took place after hours.
Oh, yeah.
And make it fun. You work hard, play hard. I like that. And for people to be able to get away for a minute and see what's happening in other parts of the country, in the Midwest. And I'm sure you have attendees coming from all over the country. And what dates are those so people could schedule that and put in for a register for that event?
Yep. It's going to be held May 8th through the 11th, which is a Monday through Thursday of this year in South Bend. For more information, you can visit mgia.org. That's our website where you can register there, and then board information's on there. So if you have any questions, you can get a hold of there. But registration, you can go to mgia.org.
Excellent. Excellent. Sounds like a worthwhile event for people to attend if they're interested in knowing about gangs and security threat groups and criminal organizations across the U.S. and internationally. And I sent you some books, so people might get lucky there and get a Chicago Gangs book by Gabe Morales and Joe Sparks.
Yes. So, hey, yeah. So if you come to the conference as an attendee, there's a good chance you may have a special gift from Gabe. So come there. They just came in the mail today, and hopefully we can make some people happy and get that resource to them.
So is there anything else you would like to say there, sir, before we go?
Just, thank everybody. Thank you for taking this time. I know in your time to give the awareness about, either prevention or enforcing, criminal gangs, organizations in your communities. We got to stick together. We got to network. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies in law enforcement. So work together, train, share your information, because that's the only way we're going to combat all this stuff. So my biggest thing is work as a team and then officer safety. And if there's anything I can do, whether it's South Bend PD to make connections or through MGIA, I think we just need to help each other. So I thank you for giving me the voice to say that. And, it's really powerful. Our admin, approved me to be on here. So this is another thing on us to showcase how we're doing things in South Bend and being proactive against this threat to our.
Right on, right on. Glad to contribute, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing that information with our viewers, and you stay safe.
All right. Thank you. And you too.